Welcome to Aspects of Design, and this is about interior design. And my name is Karen Salenrod, and I've been practicing interior design for about 20 years. I am NCIDQ certified, which is the National Council for Interior Design Qualification. And that is the licensure test for all 50 states of the United States. Not all states have licensure. Michigan used to have the list, but it keeps getting repealed. I am licensed for the state of Florida. Florida does have licensure, and I am Florida registered interior designer, number ID 5262. We're supposed to say that. I'm also a professional member of ASID, which is the American Society of Interior Designers, and they stand for Excellence in Design and for the health, safety, and welfare of the public. And today's show is going to be about color, the why, the where, the how, and the what for. So first I've got some drawings to show you, and then we're going to follow up with a series of slides, exterior design and then interior design. So we'll get started here, and first is about color. And you know, it's one of my favorite subjects is color. As people, we are always surrounded by color. It's in nature, it is in the weather, it is inherent in animals. Our eyes can discern more color than a computer. And it is the first thing you see upon entering a room is the color. But what does color do? First, it lets us know we are part of the universe. And the sunny blue sky can amaze people. It illuminates flower petals and leaves in the fall. And scientists tell us that droplets of moisture turn blue when the sun shines on them, and that's why the sky is blue. But whatever the miracle, a sunny blue sky is exhilarating, and it does cheer us on our day, and it gives us life. And in nature, flowers give us the miracle of color. And plants can grow in amazing forms and colors and shapes. And animals give us mystery and joy and comfort and more color. And birds, their unique, colorful feathers are a delight, such as the flamingo. Everybody knows what a flamingo looks like. And sunsets, we all just love sunsets. And this is all part of nature and a part of color. But color affects us in additional psychological ways. There have been so many books written on the subject, and some say who we are can be determined by the colors that we like. Colors can make us happy or sad or tense. They can make us tired or full of energy. They can make us lose track of time. In different cultures around the world, color can be symbolic. And in our homes and businesses, it gives us a sense of place, even prestige. An interior space is a place we can walk into and interact with. And when there is color, there's a message and another dimension. So you can also ask yourself, what is your message? You know, what would you like to convey? And then there is color illusion. Color can change the shape of a room visually, and that's just the beginning of color. In our lives, color can help sell products and services. It can help us heal. It can help us improve our appetites. It can be inviting or disturbing. It can bring back memories, or it can create new memories. It can be comforting or nurturing, festive, and it can also convey harmony. So how do we as people and as homeowners and consumers, how do we in our busy lives and families and jobs, what should color mean to us? And the biggest answer is that we should surround ourselves with colors that make us feel good, colors that we love. And for businesses, perhaps a consultant can help pinpoint the demographic that we are marketing for in our businesses with color. But it is important to recognize the vital need for it. We need color. It is as much a part of Mother Nature and the earth as we all are. And to ignore it is not healthy. The absence of color can cause sensory deprivation, and that causes stress. And we may not realize where the stress comes from, but it could be from this sensory deprivation. And as people, we do need color. So color in art and in our homes can be as easy as asking ourselves, what colors do you like? So different color groups and combinations can be very interesting. And of course, there's lighting. And this is a real important part about color, because without light, there is no color. So light is important to make the color be the exact color that you want it to be. Our color is in light as well. And when you put it onto color, it can change the color. So it's nice to get different light bulbs and see what you like the best for the colors in your home. Now I've got a bunch of different examples of drawings here. The first one I've got here, this is something I did for a Bavarian hotel in Michigan, and this is called Bavaria. It's a wonderful area. The Black Forest is in Bavaria, and the Black Forest has all kinds of wonderful folklore and animals in the Black Forest, and this is called the Black Forest capercaillie bird. And I made this the capercaillie bird because that's a cool, wonderful bird in Florida. Now this, in Bavaria. This kind of a space was for like the VIP room or so. They had several different bedrooms here, and this was the sitting area. And there's a day bed. You could pull it out and sleep 2 people on this if you had to. If somebody had extra kids coming, or they had whatever it is that they had to add on to the number of people staying in their room. The next one here is for the same place. This is the Black Forest garden room for this hotel. And this was a wrought iron grid here with the arch, and of course, and upholstery behind it. Of course, as you come in these rooms, there's a closet, and then there's maybe a sink, and then you enter in through the gates here, and then you come into the garden room, the Black Forest garden room. And here we have more creatures from the Black Forest. This is a grouse, and we have a deer, and we have a gnome. So these are all interesting things and fun things that are part of the mythological and folklore and the woods in the Black Forest. And of course, the other side is windows, and there's something special on the ceiling. So all 4 walls in here would have something special and unique about it. So that's this particular sketch. And of course, it's helpful to put these things to color so that when I show them to a client, they'll know what we're doing. This is for a showroom. This was for the hand-me-down sofa here. Of course, hand-me-down is no longer, and of course, the showroom didn't get to be made. But we had an idea, and it's nice to put your ideas onto paper and in color so that you can convey it to people, and then you can see if it's something that you'd like or not. And this particular space has got drama and glamour and fun in it. We got fish in the carpeting. So that's this particular space. And then we've got this little room here. I'm going to turn this way. This room is a watercolor of modern furniture in here. It's all modern furniture, paste chairs, probably with acrylic and upholstery. And now I added murals on the walls, and all of a sudden it takes on having a sense of having arrived somewhere, because now you know or feel that you're in a place like Egypt. And so it has this Egyptian influence, and that helps the people in this particular space. I'm going to move these things onto the floor here. We get this out of the way. And then this is another space that was just a blank wall of cinder blocks and metal windows that were just commercial metal windows. And so we've got several different areas. This is window lambrequins to create. This is more of an Art Deco influence here, a little bit modern mirror here. And then a little alcove here for seating, hiding, and you can read your book and have a nice cozy spot for reading. The next thing here I've got to show is this is an exterior for a commercial restaurant. It's called the Lightning Bug Gardens and Cafe, and of course you put it into color, and now you really get a good glimpse of what it could look like at night. And this is a wallpaper, and this is at 1.25 inch, 1.5 inch scale. So if you look at just this much of it, you get the idea. This is a 4-foot section, and here's 48 inches. So it could be really big and bold and dramatic, and in certain homes, that could just be really cool to set off the room with a large scale wallpaper. Next I've got here more drawings. These are exterior drawings. I'm not an architect, but I can do exterior elevations to scale. These happen to be freehand sketches. So freehand sketches can quickly put together a concept. And this concept happens to be what I'm calling, this is kind of my style, the new style, eclectic. And here it is in pencil and paper, so you see it without color. And now all of a sudden we can put it to color, and voila. All of a sudden you've got something totally different. And you can see that the entrances here and the different roof materials and the different cladding for the entries and these little nooks and different spaces here. And it's new style eclectic, so there's some things that you might see that have been traditional, but there's a new twist to it, and it's contemporary, and it's a today look, and it's fun, and it's inviting. The next one here is more of an Art Deco influence. I designed this also in just a quick sketch here, and then we take this and put it to color. All of a sudden you have, voila, you've got something that is a real color here that you can look at and see where the entrances are and see the towers and see get a real good feel for how it would be to walk up to this house and walk inside. Wouldn't that be fun? So that's this here, and I do believe that is the end of our visual fun stuff that I brought here. And the next thing we'll do is go look at the slides. So the slides start with some exterior facade designs, and here we have the first one here. Now this is a really cool slide because this is Papa Joe's, and what's so cool about Papa Joe's is that this particular building is white, which is very simple. It reflects the sun though, and you see the blue sky behind it, and then you have this yellow, and because there's a grid with an open grid and this see-through effect on this building, it is very welcoming and uplifting. So that's this one, and then the next slide, we'll go to the next slide then. This is Golden Walsh Nurseries. And Golden Walsh Nurseries, of course, at the top, you see there's the pumpkins that show you where the entrances are, and they have the big conservatory and English Tudor facade. But then they got these murals, and the murals are so exciting, and it really brings people into the restaurant. This is not a restaurant. This is a Golden Walsh Nurseries, and it conveys the plants. And there's flowers and all kinds of things they do here. In the next slide, we're going to see a facade of a home, and this is in Metro Detroit out here. And this is a lovely little Mediterranean house full of wonderful details and arched windows, and the color is warm and friendly and inviting. It's not dark and gloomy. It's happy, and there's some poetic tiles on the facade and the chimney, and it's a wonderful, happy little. I say little, it's a nice size when you're in front of it. It's a wonderful, happy home. Now the next slide that we've got here, this is another home. It's happy, it's blue, but there are flowers at the entrance, and the sun illuminates the grass so nicely here in the flowers. And it really lures you into the house, and it's another happy home of a totally different style, but it's happy just the same. And the next slide here is, this is the Kirk in the Hills Church. This is the sanctuary, or the beginning to, the leading into it. And the stained glass windows when sun is hitting it. Oh my gosh, do those come alive. And you feel like you're part of heaven. You're close to it because of the design of this building. And then you look at the floor, and there's still interesting things on the floor. There's this knight in armor and some other interesting motifs on the floor here. The next slide this is in Prague, and this was called the Fred Astaire and Ginger buildings. And these are the two buildings that are side by side that looks like they're dancing, of course. And where's the color significance in this is that they blend. And the thing of it is in good architecture, it really enhances, or it is aware of the setting, and a good architect will create something that will fit comfortably in the setting that it's going into. And this building fits so comfortably because of the details. Now, because of the reflection and the translucence and the colors of this and all the details, it's a fantastic new structure, but it works with the old because of the details and the colors. So that's really important. In our next slide here, we've also got Prague again. Wonderful colors on this building. And at the bottom, you see a contemporary aspect of it. They've got some contemporary new stores going on, which is exciting in an older city that has history and fun. And so this is nice to see as well. The next slide shows, this is one of my magical surrealism photographs. This is what I'm calling, the name of this one is Magic in the Loggia. And this loggia is designed by Lyle Saarinen, and I took the photograph, and I took the liberty of adding flowers and creatures and evening gowns and a little foo-foo dog, which is an adorable little dog. But the whole thing, when you add all these things together with the colors, suddenly you've got magic. And that's the whole idea of flowers and architecture. And animals, it's a part of nature. You pull it together and you get magic. And so that's this particular illustration here. And the next slide, this is the Catazan in Florida. And this was the John Ringling and Mabel circus magnate's home, his private home, which is an Italianate. But look at the wonderful color and the glamour and the details in this home. It's so exciting when you go there and see it. And then the next slides shows some more of this building. This is a little small detail of a ram's head, and there's color with it, and there's design and shape and form, and you get a nice visual feel of it. And then the next slide is the whole facade from the waterfront. And this is a wonderful place to visit. It's full of color and imagination and history and wonderful things to engage the senses and feel happy about. The next slide shows us a home. Now we're going to get into residential here. This is a gal in Florida. She had a loss in her life, and she says, but I'm ready to do something new with my living room. So we got totally different with new colors, and we had the red walls and this red carpeting with a little red rug. It's a red rug with a leather border, and the upholstery is all changed out with something brand new. So now she can come home and cocoon in her new home, but feel inspired by it and comforted by it and enjoy it. So that's this one. Now the next slide this is a before photo, and in this before photo, it's pleasant. There's nothing wrong with it, it's pleasant, but it's not what they wanted. Now the next slide shows what they wanted is color. So we added details and we added color. And this is another series of their furniture that we worked with here. And it put it all together, and now you got a nice repetition and rhythm and playful fun with the colors and the details in this room. The next slide, this was from the Michigan Design Center, and this was their Design Live series again. This is mostly neutral colors, and I have these griffins from a city in Flint, so we called them the Flintstones. Kind of a little joke there. But that when you add different textures and different interesting things to a room that's all sort of monochromatic or soft, pale colors, all of a sudden it takes on more interest and it becomes an enjoyable space. On the walls here, I've got about 5 different colors on the wall. I sort of rolled them on and blended them so that there's a little bit of background to it. But for the most part, it's more of a neutral room. The next slide shows a room full of color. This gal lives on a lake and loves all these colors. So this is all custom created for her. The wallpapers, everything in here is made for her. The furniture was made for her. The upholstery, the wood pieces in the chair, all custom made for this gal in her favorite colors. So she could be comfortable and happy in this space. The next slide shows a room in Grosse Ile. This was done a while ago, and I put it in here because with the ethnic material on the sofa, we redid the sofa. And the ethnic material on the sofa, along with all the art and the neutral walls, create such a wonderful, interesting space here that this is timeless. This could last, this could be in forever. This is such a nice, timeless place to be in. And they really enjoyed this room when it was done. The next particular slide, this is in Lake Orion. This couple has a lot of black and gray. And Michigan with all its gray skies in winter could be referred to seasonal affective disorder, but we've added lights in here and color in the lighting. There's a light underneath the bar, and then there's different stained glass in the back at the top of this place, of this particular bar. And the camera's eye didn't pick it up, but there's blue and purple and turquoise. So when you're down there and you're in this room, they glow, and you feel like it's a happy influence in this room. And then there's glossy finishes as well, which all adds to the excitement of it. Now the next slide shows the doctor's office. This is a historic preservation. This was downtown Flushing. Yeah, and this was the doctor's office. Now the thing about this that's important is that I didn't put historical furniture in there because it's a doctor's office, and he has to look like he has the latest in technology, but he wanted this to look like a historical hotel. So when people come in off the streets, they see a historical hotel, and he put a lot of money in this to restore it and so forth. And we got at least 35 different paint colors when you include all the operatories and the upstairs and his offices and so forth. But he got, the important thing about this color here, he got a new patient a day for the first 2 years that he was open, because people would walk in off the streets to see what he did in this doctor's office, and they enjoyed it so much they signed up to have their teeth looked at and cleaned and so forth. So, one of those unusual things that we didn't expect, but it comes from doing things in a nice manner that's inviting and full of nice colors. So the next slide is a kitchen, and the kitchen is new. I did not design this kitchen, but we finished up the color in here, and the color in the little atrium room, the wallpaper and the upholstery and the table, the custom-made table for her. And so these people just love this space, and it's comfortable and happy to be in, and people are in their kitchen 3 times a day, almost every day. So it's nice when it's comfortable and happy and works for them beautifully. The next slide shows an armoire that I designed, and this is a Louis Seize armoire. So here's the drawings for it, and now the next slide shows the finished pieces, and you see how the color gives you so totally different feel for the same piece of furniture. Now there is a difference on the left armoire. There's a little dolphin at the top, and that's not on the right one. The right one had a different motif up there. But basically, it's the same piece. But when you put different finishes and colors on something, boy, does it change it, and it's all exciting stuff. The next slide shows us a showroom. I did this with my mother was an interior designer. She used to teach furniture history and design at Delta College, and she was also an advisory to the board there. And we put together this design studio for Ray Rao in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and he was so happy with it, and it came out beautifully. We had sort of neutral backgrounds, but what we put in it had color, and the Cormandel screen, and the Kindle sofa, and a U end table, and then we have the plants and creatures and all kinds of things to give it glamour and fun and a sense of a place. And so this was a really beautiful showroom when we got done with it. The next slide shows a show house that we all did, and when we put the wallpaper in there, with the ferns and the palm fronds and all this, biophilic influence, the whole thing suddenly came to life. And when you come into the show house, you're welcomed in by all this happy drama in the entrance, and then some nice, wonderful colors in the little seating area. It becomes a nice place to visit, and it certainly was a great show house for that year. The next we have here a cozy small little place, a little home, and she wanted blue and pink, and she likes to entertain as well. Everybody does, and so we added yellow to the blue and pink to soften it and create a warm feeling, so that when she has company, whoever it is would enjoy being in this space, because not everybody likes blue and pink, but they like the blue and pink with the yellow. All of a sudden it transforms into something that everyone's comfortable in and happy in. So that's this space. And the next one is, another slide is coming next, and that one is the last one of the bunch, I'm guessing, and that's this one here. This was a small bathroom and was very nice, but we added the wallpaper, and whoa, it just comes to life. The whole thing just comes to life. So, and it's big and it's bold and it has a statement, and you walk in here and like, wow, you feel like you've come someplace special. So I think that's the end of our slides there, and lo and behold, that's the end of them. So that concludes our show for today. We talked about color, the why, the where, the how, and the what for, and I hope you enjoyed it. And for the next show, we're going to talk about history. Is history old-fashioned, or what do we do with it? What do we do with history? So I hope you're going to find that interesting as well. And until then, thank you for coming, and I hope you all have a really great day. Thank you. Thank you very much.